YouTube, how's it going? It's been a little while since I've done a review, or any kind of video for that matter. I've got a cigar review here, but before I do that I'm just going to say sorry it's been so long, and got a little bit of a different angle going on here today. I usually sit on the step, but there's it just rained, there's a lot of bugs on the ground, so I've got a chair here I'm sitting in. But anyway, without further ado, I have a cigar I've been wanting to try for a while. I ordered some stuff online from, I think it was mikecigars.com, and I ordered some of my favorite cigarillos, the CAO flavors, Earth Nectar. Those are really good. I ordered 2 tins of that. Also ordered a Drew Estate Java Mint in Robusto. I think it's a 5.5 by 30. Yeah, it's a 5.5, or sorry, 5.5 by 50 is what I meant to say. It's a 5.5 by 50 box press stick. So yeah, let's get it going on. I like flavored stuff. I like sweet stuff. So this is right up my alley. Right away, I'm smelling the foot here, and it smells very much like a mint chocolate. Very nice, like mint chocolate. If you smell the main part of it, it's more of a little more of a earthy tobacco, like a dark tobacco smell with a little bit of cocoa. Maybe just a hint of mint, but if you smell the foot, it really just smells like mint chocolate chip. So it's got a little banner on the foot that says mint. Go ahead and take that off. Let me find the seam. There we go. So I get the stupid thing off here. There we go. I do like box press cigars. They just kind of feel cool in your hand. They look neat too. So, but yeah, the cigar is very, like a, excuse me, dark brown, like a dark chocolate, and it's pretty smooth. It's not very toothy. It's just kind of a. It's not completely smooth. It's just kind of a medium texture, I guess. Seems like tight and visible seams. Not too many big veins, just a couple, but they're smooth and not. I don't think there'll be any problem. So go ahead and get it cut up. See if I can tell. It's kind of not the best lighting, but I can't tell if it's a double cap. It might be a triple cap. It's hard to tell. Anyway. Alright, nice clean cut. Seems like a very loose straw. Very, very loose straw. Hope I didn't cut too much off the end there. It's a little bit harder with some of these box press cigars to tell how much to cut off. But I can tell the tip is a little bit sweetened, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and roast it up. A bit of a breeze here. I want to eventually get a nice torch lighter. I just haven't wanted to spend the money on it, really. It'd be nice to have a nice Cigar torch lighter or something like that. But for now, this works fine. It just can be slightly annoying with wind. Alright, producing a lot of smoke. think the tip might have a little bit of sweetness on it, but it's not like one of those, it's like a terribly like syrupy sweet, you know, all over your mouth. But I think it has a little bit of sweetness on the tip. But yeah, so far it's just kind of a dark, like a really dark chocolate, not very sweet. The smoke itself doesn't seem very sweet, but it's like a dark chocolate. Just kind of an earthy tobacco taste, I guess. That's really it for now. Pulling all this smoke through, the draw has gotten a little bit tighter, which is good. It feels very, very loose to begin with. But yeah, so I'll let you know in the next update. Alright YouTube, I'm back at the end of the cigar. I didn't feel like doing it in thirds today. A couple reasons. My camera was getting wet where I usually set it up, and so I'm just kind of holding it now. But also I just kind of wanted to sit back and enjoy my cigar and not have to worry about doing 3 or 4 videos, you know. So I'll just give you an update here at the end. An overview of the entire cigar, pretty much. It's still producing volumes, and I think that's an understatement, even volumes of smoke, as you can see. Just clouds of smoke. The whole cigar has been like that, so I kind of like that. It's, you know, you don't always see that in cigars. Sometimes you have a cigar that produces a good bit of smoke, but this is just producing volumes and clouds of smoke the whole time. Let's see, so the flavor profile, like I said at first, it was just kind of dark, earthy, a little bit of a dark chocolate, unsweetened dark chocolate taste, but the tip of the cigar is kind of sweetened a little bit. So you kind of get that for the majority of the first third. You get a little bit of sweetness on the tip. It kind of wears off after a while. But for the second third of the cigar, for the majority, I would say maybe even towards the very end of the first third and pretty much the entire second third of the cigar, it's like the draw was still kind of had that dark chocolate, sort of a dark earthy unsweet taste on the draw, but then the finish was a little bit sweeter. The finish gave a little bit of a sweetness to it, and even I guess the mint kind of came in, but it wasn't a mint taste. It was like almost like a cool mint sensation on the tongue a little bit. So that was kind of neat. You don't usually have something like that in a cigar, or at least I haven't in the past. But excuse me, I got a little piece of tobacco coming out the end here. Piece of filler just came out. It's alright. But anyway, so yeah, pretty much the entire second third, I would say, on the finish, you had that sort of a cool sensation in the mouth, like on the tongue, sort of. And it was a fairly long finish, too. Lasting almost, if not all the way to the next draw. And the flavor profile of the draw has kind of stayed dark, and I guess it's even gotten darker through the second and third of the cigar. I would say in the last third it really got darker in the sense of most of the Maduros you have, or a lot of the Maduros that I've had in the past, kind of have that dry, papery, kind of bitter taste to it. And this has kind of been like that in the last third. Has that kind of dry, papery, maybe slightly woody, kind of a little bit of a bitter taste to it. But it's not terrible. I've had Maduros that were, you know, a lot more bitter. So this is by no means a bad cigar. I'd give this probably I'm going to have to give this a 7.5 out of 10. for my tastes and preferences. So also a couple more things. I did have to do a couple touch-ups. I think I did 3 touch-ups on this cigar actually. Once kind of toward the beginning, maybe at the end of the first third or beginning of the second third, I believe I did a touch-up, because like once I was like really, you know, kind of wavy or off from the other side of the cigar. So I just wanted to catch it up, make sure it didn't get too uneven. And there was I think there was twice where I felt like it was going to start coning in a little bit. Like it didn't seem like the wrapper was staying lit as well as the filler, the inside. So I touched it up twice to make sure it didn't cone in, because this is a pretty good cigar and I just didn't want to have to deal with that. So and the ash held on pretty good. I guess the ash was probably held on for about an inch. And one time it fell off my lap, and after it fell off my lap, that was shortly after that is when I did one of the touch-ups. But yeah, this is a pretty good cigar. I'm almost finished with it here. I'm probably gonna give it 5 more minutes. It's getting kind of warm. There's been some points during the cigar, just occasionally, just kind of here and there, you get a little bit of a spiciness, a little bit of a zing kind of at the top of the throat. Nothing too bad, not too serious. But overall, a pretty good flavor profile. Yeah, I guess the last third of the cigar kind of had a little bit of woodiness. It's mostly that kind of dry, papery, slightly bitter taste. Maybe a little bit of dark chocolate, kind of at the beginning of the first third. I mean, the beginning of the last third, I guess. That kind of faded a little bit. Mostly just that dry, papery, slightly bitter taste. A little bit of woodiness right now. So, yeah, pretty good stuff. I'm sure you hear the rain coming through that drain there. It's raining now. Beautiful night, just sit out and enjoy a cigar. Still producing volumes and volumes of smoke, as you can see. Wow. And I would say, I guess there's a tiny bit of strength I'm getting with the cigar. I'll say it's a mild to medium strength. I almost wanted to say medium, but I think it's mild to medium. I think maybe one of the reasons is because there's just so much smoke, and I guess a lot of the smoke gets in your face and you breathe some of that in, so that could be contributing to the little bit of strength there. But yeah, I would rate this a mild to medium strength cigar. But really nice. It's not one of those like super infused cigars. It's not like super sweet. It's not like an acid. So if you like cigars with a little bit of sweetness on the tip, but not too overwhelming, and you like those dark chocolate, like unsweet dark chocolate and earthy dark flavors, if you like that kind of thing, you should pick one of these up. It's really good. And again, it was really interesting during that second third to have that sort of a minty sensation. It wasn't a minty taste, but it's like a cool mint sensation on the tongue a little bit, and the finish. It wasn't really on the draw, just kind of on the finish. So very interesting, very unique cigar, I think. I would definitely smoke one of these again. But I'm not sure if I'll buy any more, just because they're a little pricey for my liking. I think this cigar was around $8.10, something like that. So I try to buy cigars a little bit cheaper. I just can't afford to buy, an $8 cigar every time. So, but maybe occasionally, maybe for a special occasion or something like that. But anyway, yeah, great cigar. Thanks for watching, guys. keep on piping, keep on sticking.